All right, ET Now senior editor and anchor Rajesh Sharma reporting from that military complex that the Adani Group is setting up, that of course is aimed at making India Atmanirbhar as far as defense and ammunition sectors are concerned. And moving on, the 6th edition of MCX IPF Conquest is all set to be held in Mumbai on March 1. We have now Rashmi Nihalani, the HOD MCX ISD and IPF, joining us to talk more on the same. Rashmi, thank you very much for joining us this evening. I want to first understand from you, what are really commodity derivatives and how do they really impact the markets, and particularly talking about the India market? How do they differ from regular stocks and bonds?
Commodity derivatives, essentially, you have an underlying commodity on which you get to do futures and options trading on exchanges. Having said that, the most important aspect of commodity derivatives is price risk management and price discovery. So as far as the price risk management is concerned, on a regular basis, we see a lot of volatility in various commodities. You will have businesses which are impacted because of this volatility in prices. How do they manage, unless and until they're very, they're able to manage these volatile prices and, ensure that the business is not getting impacted because of, the volatility that comes across, various commodities. Therefore, price risk management is a tool that, you can actually, make it a part of your regular business functions by using exchange traded derivative contracts and then, managing these price risks. The other important aspect of commodity derivatives is to help in price discovery. I mean, think of a situation where you have regular trading that's happening in markets, but how do you know what's the right price at which you should be buying or selling? Unless and until there is a right price discovery, which means that there are a number of buyers, number of sellers which are coming on a single platform from various industries to create the right price for somebody to actually benchmark their price for selling and buying. Okay, and therefore, the commodity derivatives come in, to play and, help in both these functions.
All right, so you're focusing on right price discovery as far as retail investors are concerned. And Rashmi, let me also ask you, why is there a growing interest amongst young people in India towards commodity derivatives trading? We did see, some kind of an interest really surge post the pandemic, but why commodity derivatives trading? Do you want to throw some light on that?
So one is the access to financial literacy. There has been, a lot of growth as far as the financial literacy is concerned, from various areas, whether it's books, whether it's, a lot of the initiatives that the exchanges take in terms of increasing financial literacy for the youth or the younger generation, for them to understand access to technology. You have easy access to apps through which you can, understand in terms of how trading happens, across all these markets. Then, of course, the availability of a lot of material. So I think with the advancement of technology, the availability of information is so high that, it just brings you a lot of information, which is very handy. And of course, the third part is that the way the Indian economy has grown, we are primarily, I think, a very strongly commodity-driven economy, whether it's agri, whether it's metals, whether it's oil. We are one of the largest consumers of a whole host of these segments. In fact, largest producers of some of these in some of these commodities also. The young youth are very aware of, the Indian economy and how it's growing, and there is this intense thrust as far as commodities is concerned. And therefore, the inclination to know more about, how commodities, what commodities is all about, and, how these markets function.
All right, so financial literacy really pushing the commodity derivatives market, but that's about retail investors. I want to now understand your perspective on how can commodity derivatives, or how are they contributing to the future of India's economy, and how are they playing a role in the economic growth and stability of our country?
Like I said, one of the most important areas that the way it will contribute is helping businesses from price risk management perspective. When I earlier said that, most of the commodities are fairly volatile, There is a lot of, a large reason for volatility is also, a lot of geopolitical factors. Today, we are very, very integrated as far as global markets is concerned. So whether it's war or, there are any geopolitical distresses that could arise, all of this would have an impact on commodities. And therefore, commodity derivatives would be a very good platform to stabilize these prices. You have a lot of producers, you have traders, you have buyers, you have sellers. All of these get impacted when prices get very volatile. And commodity derivatives platform or commodity derivatives plays a very, very important role in helping these value chain participants stabilize their prices, during any times of crises or when volatility seeps into market.
All right, so those are some macro factors impacting the commodity derivatives market. But let me go micro. I want to understand what are some of the beginner-friendly ways for young people to get involved in commodities derivative trading in India. Where can one start from?
So I think they need to be very, very armed with information. Like I said, the access to information is so much today that they should therefore ensure that they're completely aware in terms of how commodity markets function. As far as the difference between the two is concerned, derivatives trading, whether it's in stocks or commodities, the functioning would be similar. But when you're trading in commodities, it's important to understand a little more about that particular commodity. So if somebody is interested in X commodity, the young person needs to understand that commodity, the fundamentals behind that commodity, what is happening geopolitically that could impact the price of that commodity better before he or she begins, their journey in these markets. So it's important that they're armed with information, have done, some bit of research, have, read up a lot in terms of, what's really happening across the commodity. They can begin small. It could probably be a small portfolio that they would want to develop. Look at certain simulation, platforms where they could probably do some bit of simulated trading to understand. But being armed and having intense amount of knowledge on that particular commodity is very important before they have before they begin their journey as far as trading is concerned.
All right. Thank you very much, Rashmi, for presenting those perspectives on commodity trading's market. In fact, for all our viewers, especially the young viewers, you have to be armed with information. Get all the right information on how these commodity markets function, on how commodities work, and also, like Rashmi was stating, on global geopolitical factors that impact these commodities.